Welcome, everyone. Away we go. This is episode 1428. It's Blind Magic in Alice Springs, and I am your presenter and host, Murray Stewart. I can remember it so well. Yeah, like it was yesterday. In 2021, I was in this very lounge room. It was around the middle of April 2021, and James Swayo, an athlete that I had been coaching, was competing in the Australian Championships of the 400 metres for under 17-year-old athletes. And I can remember that I was here with a friend of mine and we were watching the race on Channel 7. After 200 metres, my friend said to me, "Whoa, he's a long way behind." I said, "Don't worry about it. Watch what's just about to happen." And he did. And I knew exactly what was about to happen. I knew that James Swayo had been coached to finish very, very strongly over the last 200 metres. And so that's exactly what happened. And he won. So what does that tell all of us as coaches all around Australia? It should tell you that we have so much control over these athletes that we know exactly what's going to happen when. And so James Swayo went on to win that event. But what it tells me as I continue coaching athletes is that we do have so much control over these junior athletes, these children. And we have to double check ourselves every day of the week to make sure that that control is a positive control, that it's for them only and not for you, and that no one is going to get hurt, that you're there sure to disrupt someone else's plans to do what you're trying to achieve for these athletes, and most importantly, what they're trying to achieve. Yeah, we do need to double check ourselves because there's so much radicalizing of children these days. Yeah, terror groups are radicalizing children, trying to take their minds and zero in on a terror goal, which results in people being killed. But when you're a coach of a child who is trying to achieve glory in a sporting event, you would hope that it's for their greater good. But you are radicalizing that child. It doesn't matter which way you want to look at it, you are. So we must always double check ourselves to ensure that it is good for that child, that it is safe for that child, and that ultimately it is for that child's benefit, and as I said, not for your benefit. And if you can say yes to those things, then you are absolutely doing the right thing. And when we consider how much radicalizing is going on, particularly on the internet these days, then positive affirmation of this type, as an athletics coach or a sporting coach of any type, it counterbalances, I guess, these other negative influences in our life. But as I said, we must always, as coaches, we must always double check ourselves to make sure that our form of radicalizing is for their greater good and for the greater good of the world, because we are hopefully producing not only a good athlete, but a great human being, someone who is not going to harm people. And that is absolutely paramount in our thinking, or should be. And I certainly, because I'm one person who does give powerful talks. I do. Last night, I gave 2 powerful talks to 2 athletes. And as I said, a form of radicalizing these children to achieve something wonderful for themselves. Yeah, there was one athlete that I spoke to about missed opportunities and how that I'm yet to see that they do have desire in their heart. And I spoke to another athlete about overcoming challenges along the way. As he has been sick recently, I said to him quite openly, hey mate, shit happens. And it happens to every athlete. So you've got to put the fact that you have been sick over this last couple of weeks into the background, and you've got to jump back on that horse and ride again, because you were so damn good, I said, before this illness, and now your mojo has dropped away. We need to see that mojo back. We need to see that form back, and we need to see you overcome this challenge. We need to see you write your own story and not let these events hold you back. As I said, it's a form of radicalizing a young person. And yes, I fully admit that through my coaching, I am gaining control over a young person's mind to achieve something wonderful, something glorious, something magnificent for them. And another thing that I spoke to them about yesterday is that when you reach the Australian Championship level, you must respect entirely every single athlete that is there, because they have trained just as hard as you. They want exactly what you want, but we are there to disrupt their plans. Yeah, we are there to disrupt their plans, to ensure that your plan can come to fruition. Powerful, isn't it? Very, very powerful. But in being powerful, as I said, I am now double-checking myself over and over again to make sure that my form of radicalizing athletes is for the greater good of them, for the greater good of their family, and therefore for the greater good of our nation. If we can produce good young people to become good young men and women, and even good young athletes, then we are doing the right thing with our form of radicalization. As I said, I can so remember that day when James Swayo won the 400-metre junior championships. I knew exactly what was going to happen when. And that's why I said to my friend, just watch what happens next. Don't worry about now. Just watch this next 200 metres. And we watched together. But what he didn't know is I knew exactly what was going to happen when. And so it did. And he won. And it was so, so glorious. And it's not lost on me how much control that you do have in a junior person's life when you are an athletics coach. So I intend always doing it in a very, very responsible manner. All right, folks, this has been, and it always will be, episode 1428, a Blind Magic Communications production.